Hello and a big welcome to all of you out there who is listening and seeing this podcast. Today we have a guest from Germany. That is not so common. So welcome to you, Elin Hinrichsen. So nice to meet you. And I'm so curious. Tell us about what you are doing.
Yes, I will. Thank you very much for the invitation. What I am doing is I'm helping horses to be better in body, mind, and soul, to just get them right again. And I'm doing this with a complementary healing method called the Penzel Therapy. It's based on traditional Chinese medicine and invented by a German called Willy Penzel. So this is the name. And you all know this gelding, for instance, who doesn't feel right, who doesn't walk straightly, who is always taking such a long time to get ready to be ridden. You walk him for 20 minutes, you trot a little, then you canter for an age, feels what feels like an age, and then he feels all right again. We all know these horses, or the mare who's always ticklish. She doesn't want to be groomed. She's always squeezing, seemingly
Like us.
like us in our premenstrual phases. She always seems to be in or just out of season, and we all know, she's a mare. That's normal, but it doesn't have to be normal.
Okay.
And that's where I come around the corner. With my Penzel Therapy, because many of these issues in the Chinese idea or in the Chinese philosophy, these are reasons they behave like this, or they can't move like that because the flow of energy isn't right in their meridians.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is energy is maybe a very big question to all of us. According to the Chinese, it's just the power of life. It's that keeps us alive, that keeps all our body functions flowing and working. Yeah, maybe you've all heard about Qi, and that's the general word for it, and written CHI, Qi. I don't know. Have you heard about it? Have you ever heard that name?
Not just that one. I've heard of in other connections, but not this.
So it's just the general idea of the energy that keeps us living, or that keeps us alive, is the idea. It's called Qi in the traditional Chinese field. And this Qi is just floating through our body on pathways called meridians. That's what the Chinese say. And these are like, I wanted to look it up. The word, I didn't. It's like a line of electricity. We've got them in the houses, and the electricity comes where the light is. You plug the switch, you plug it in, and then you can turn on the light. You can switch on and off the light, and it's hidden. This electricity in the house is hidden in these Leitung. I don't really know what the name is.
I know that everything is moving always, even a stone. There's life in it, even if you can't feel it. So nothing is still. Everything is moving.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, that's right. And within us, within every living thing, it's called Qi, according to the Chinese. Yeah, and I'm helping the Qi to flow beautifully through the body again, so that your old gelding can move more easily, and that the mare who's ticklish doesn't have to be ticklish anymore. Yeah.
Sounds great. Yeah. How do you do this?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I work with my hands, and I've got this little stick here. I hope you can see it. It just looks like a pen, doesn't it? It's made from metal, And there's nothing extraordinary about it. It's not magic, filled with magic or something. It's just that with this metal tip, I can enhance the flow of energy a little bit easier. I'm going back to the meridians, these roads or pathways for the flow of energy through our bodies. And I say our bodies because it's not only horses who have it, it's also humans. So
Yeah.
the meridians have passed through our bodies. They float around the organs, for instance, and they go all over the body. And we've got 12 meridians on each half of our bodies. And part of the pathway is just underneath our skin. And with this stick, I cannot reach the parts that are inside the body, but I can reach the parts that are just below the skin. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, we
So
can see
what
it.
I do is I just enhance the flow of energy by following the meridian with my stick or even with my hand. Doesn't really matter. And before that, of course, I have to know which meridians do need to be enhanced and activated.
Can you feel it when you use a pen in your body when you're doing it, or you know where it is?
I know where it is, of course. I studied where the meridians are. That's the
Yeah.
main thing. And I studied how to find out which meridians need the treatment. Again, that's a Chinese idea of fullness and emptiness. There may be places in the body which are full of energy. There's enough, too much energy, really. Like it's when you get hit, or if you bruise yourself somewhere, it's so painful. You just hit your elbow, for instance. It's so painful, and there's just too much energy. And I would never touch a place where there is too much energy when I'm working with a horse or a human. I will always touch the places where there's too little energy. And there's possibilities to find out what is where. With a human, they can tell me, but a horse, I can feel it by the temperature. Horses have, their temperature is a little bit higher than ours.
Yes.
So I go along the skin, or even a little bit away from the skin, because we are more than just flesh.
Yeah.
There's more to us, around us. There's more, and I can feel, this is a cool place. Sometimes it's like you put your hand into the fridge. It's so cold, and sometimes it's just hot. And then I have the knowledge and know what kind of meridians need the enhancement. I don't take any energy away from the being, and I don't put anything into the system. I just stay neutral. And all I'm doing is get the system moving again.
Yes, you regulate the temperatures, so it's equal all over.
Yeah, that's the idea, to get the cycle back into its birth harmony or something like that. Yeah, and if it's logical, if you think of a cycle, and there's a hot place, then in the cycle there must be a cold place also.
Yes.
So I just regulate it. I enhance the cold places and tell them, hey, come on, activate your energy here.
Yeah.
And then the hot places get less hot and the cold places get warmed up, and then the body can work well again. I'm talking to the inner doctor. That's what we say.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm talking to the inner doctor. The inner doctor, with regard to the energy, is kind of the chief. He's in charge, or she's in charge, and regulates everything else.
So if there's something wrong in the leg or something, you can go to other places and get it to circulate, and then they don't have pain anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And sometimes people call me and say, oh, the tendon is inflamed or something, I don't treat the inflamed tendon. I'm looking for the places, not if it's a hot tendon. I look at the places and I know what places are connected to this hot tendon, and I'm treating the places that are cold. So the heat of the tendon flows away, and then everything inside the tendon can heal again. So that's
That's
I'm
marvelous.
it is really, it's nice. And the horses love it really.
And also you maybe you don't have to have a lot of medicine for the horses, because you know that medicine is good for something, but if they get too much, they will, your stomach or the horse's stomach is not so well with medicine. When the body can heal itself, it's much better.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's magical, really. The horses love it and they lick and chew. Most of them are able to relax quite quickly. And it's like bringing them home, really. For me, it's so nice to do it because it feels as if they get home and hit home again. And I know it when I treat myself or when I'm treating people. And they get up, rise up from the bed. I'm put the massage bed. They look so. Oh yes, now I know again.
Wow.
This is life. It's magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, love doing it.
But you were talking about this mare who is in season. Where is it wrong in this mare? Do you know that it is in the backside or?
No, it can be anywhere really.
Okay.
Very often it's got to do with the, what is that name again? With the mit dem Euter, with the teats, with underneath the belly. They can be swollen there. Often if you have a mare, they are hot there, and it's too hot there, and like a place like the teats have to do with the reproduction system, with the hormone system.
Hormones and
And I just help her get rid of that heat underneath the teats.
Okay.
And then she can regulate herself, because the Chinese say, and that's what I see every day also, is when you get to talk to the inner doctor, and if you get the energy flow right, everything else can get in flow again as well. So the head of energy, I call it like that, is the leader of all the other cycles that are within the body, like the blood flow is influenced by the energy flow, and the lymphatic system listens to the energetic system. Same thing, hormone production, or the nourishment of muscles and tendons and fascia even are regulated by the energy. And I don't mind hormones. I don't know much about hormones really, from my point of view, but I know a lot about energy.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to the head of the departments, of all departments.
Okay. Yeah.
And then he or she can regulate the other things that are under the other departments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's smart.
Yeah,
Go to the highest one from the start.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's nice.
How many years have you been doing this?
I've been doing it for 9 years now.
Okay.
I started in 2015, and I've been doing it every day on some kind of being, on horses, on dogs, on myself, on people. Yeah, I'm not working full-time yet with my praxis, but I'm working towards it.
Yes.
And
and I suppose that there is maybe a bit of resistance as well from people, because you are not a veterinary. So what can you do? Do you feel that when you're talking to people?
Yes, many people are so focused on the veterinarians. So it's a matter of I don't know, openness. to people, and it does sound a little bit strange, doesn't it? I do energy work. Oh, what is this? It feels creepy. I thought so as well in the beginning, and when I started learning what I'm doing, I thought, well, this cannot be. I just did this and that, and now the horses sound. It's a miracle.
Mm.
It's magic. What is this, and how can I do this? Ugh. It was very creepy in the beginning, really, for myself even. And now I just know, well, yeah, it is like this. It can be very quick and very simple and very easy. And not everybody wants quick and easy and simple.
That's what I'm thinking, that it's creepy, because why wouldn't you, if you can do it in an easy way, instead of eating a lot of medicine or cut in your body or something like that? It must be better, and it's difficult to understand why it's not more known, because
Mhm.
it must be much easier.
Yeah, that's a very good question, really. Yeah. It was back then in the 1950s when Willy Penzel invented this healing method. He had lots of students, lots of students,
Mm,
hundreds of students.
okay.
And I don't know, it's kind of, there's been very many other methods now after coming into the market, like
Yeah.
Dawn Broy's. I think it's a very soft therapy method as well. I don't know. And of
But
course,
mm,
we are
mm,
always being told, oh, you need to go to the doctors, you need to see the
mm.
doctors, you need this and that vaccine, you have to do this and that. I don't know, maybe it's
and
this.
and I know, yeah, even that in Germany it's very free with natural things. But for instance, in Sweden, some of the things are forbidden. You are not
Oh,
allowed to do it.
oh,
So maybe
hmm.
people think that, oh, this is witchcraft, and you
Yeah.
shouldn't do it.
Mm. Yes, maybe. And of
Yeah.
course, I mean, you can earn a lot of money if you sell chemicals and pharmacies and
Yes,
pills
that's
and
right.
things.
Mm.
So maybe this has to do something with it. I don't know. I wouldn't say anything like that, but I guess so. You
Yeah.
could you could do many things yourself, and like as a horse owner, you can do things yourself to enhance the flow of energy for your horse.
Mm.
It's magical as well. So it won't, and I have to say, it's not like I come and do one treatment and everything is fine.
No.
This would be promising far too much. Every being has their own speed of healing, and it's not everything is very trivial. But you can help the body. Or I can help the body, um, and the mind and the everything to get better step by step. And then maybe another issue arises. Oh, we haven't seen that. Okay, then you work on that. But it's that I have to say that
You have
as
to
well. It's not
explain what you're doing to people
exactly.
to understand. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can imagine that.
Yes. Yes. And for instance, scars. Like if we come back to the gelding, he may have a disturbance or I looked it up, an impairment in his scar where he was gelded
Mm.
beneath his legs.
Yes.
So very, very often these scars lead to difficulties for the horse.
Hmm.
Like front end and back legs don't suit, they don't fit together. You look at the horse and think, what are back and front doing? They don't relate to each other. Or if they need a lot of time to be loosened up a little bit, maybe due to a disturbance in the gelding scar. Scar tissue is always to look at, really.
I have seen recently that people are starting to talk about massage on the scar to
Mm-hmm.
get it, yeah, smoother, or what you say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think that people is starting to open up and see that the horse is not just cranky. There is something behind it,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
you don't have to go further than to yourself. That when you are not feeling well, you are a bit cranky. So why not the horse?
Yeah, that's a good question and
Yeah.
important to listen. Yeah, there's always a reason behind something. They usually don't do it on purpose just to annoy you.
No.
Yeah, there's always something behind it.
But how much can you do? Uh, Certainly, you can't do anything if they have broken a leg. But
Mhm.
what kind of things that have you been healing?
Yeah, that's a good question. There's so many things you can do. For instance, or I can help horses move more freely. Like if they have very cluttered muscles or something, I can help them, or they can loosen them up. Or if they like in riding, there's this scale of how you go further. It's like the first is rhythm, and then it's the leaning upon the mouth, and then it's yeah. Oh God, Skala der Ausbildung. Well, whatever. With a feeling, you're sitting on a horse and you think, oh, he's ticking. He doesn't go in his rhythm. What's wrong with him? I can even help with that. These are like I can help the horse to find its rhythm in a trot, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they go outside with their hind legs, always a little bit further outside than the front legs, these
Mm-hmm.
horses,
Yeah.
I can help them with that. The hind legs go then the way they are supposed to go. Or if
Okay.
they're always fiddling with their mouths, they can't find a nice close rein contact, I can help with that as well. And then there are tendon issues, I can help with that. Or like the mare who's always in season. I had the one, she was always itchy and always in a bad temper.
Yeah.
And actually, when I treated her, it was a little bit scary because she did as if she were a stallion. She was really stomping
Yeah.
with her
We
front
like that.
legs,
Yeah,
and
I've
she was
seen that. Yeah.
really mad. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was interesting. And afterwards, that was just one treatment. And afterwards, the people called me and said, well, we don't have any issues anymore. The mare is very friendly now to the other horses. She's sweet. Everything is okay. And she's
Wow.
such a pleasure to ride. And I thought, well, thank you.
You didn't believe in yourself.
Yeah, it's very often the case that I think, oh, but then they call me and everything is fine. Yeah, it's magical. Yeah, to me as well, it's magical. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or my own horse, he's 31 years. He doesn't have any teeth in his mouth, just the front teeth. And he's living on hay cobs.
Yes.
He's still there. And he's gotten cold, for instance. He's gotten so cold, and it was raining, and he doesn't have any shelter at the moment. So he stood there shivering. I rub him, and then I'm also working with cigars, with Moxa cigars. So I helped him. This is energy that comes from the outside. I haven't got one here with me. So I light the cigar, the Moxa cigar, and I helped him just to warm up a couple of places. He's got so cold. Stifles, very, very cold stifles, even if he's not in the rain. Every so often he's got cold
Mm-hmm.
stifles and cold on the cold joints. And I just help him warm them up a little bit with the cigar. Next day he's flying. Yeah, it's wonderful on old horses or coughing horses. The vets, they put in the medicine and the how do you call it, to make them breathe a little bit more easy,
Yes.
to
Yes.
release the mucus in the lungs.
You can do that as well.
Yeah, not I can
Oh.
do it, but the horse
No.
can do it when I work with
Yes.
him.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
But you
yeah,
have to help
yeah. After the help,
because otherwise everybody would do it.
yeah, that would be good. Really,
Yeah.
make a lot horses more happy. And I love as well, like when the owner is with them. Of course, when I treat the horses, the owner is there.
Yeah.
They get quiet and they get back to themselves. And they see, oh, my horse, oh, he responds so well. And I love love it. I explain a lot, and I love how the connection between horse and human changes when I
Mm-hmm.
explain, well, she doesn't do this on purpose. It's the reason is this and that. People say, oh, I understand. And then I tell them, next time you brush them like this, you groom, you change your grooming routine a little bit, groom alongside the flow of energy, and you will see your horse will like it much better. And then the relationship grows. It's just nice to see. Next time I come, then they say, oh yeah, everything better. We don't have so many issues anymore. She's much happier, and I am too. And that's just lovely. Mm.
Yes, of course, because when the horse is cranky, if there's something wrong, you don't like it that much because you want to be with your horse. You want to have a good time with it, and when the horse is cranky all the time, it will not be a good relationship. So I can imagine that that will be a great thing.
Yeah. But also when I explain, oh, well, you could try a different brush, for instance. Don't take the hard brush if she doesn't want to be brushed there. Have you got a softer brush? Maybe listen to your horse. She will tell you what brush she
Mm.
likes. And so that's something I like to do as well, or talk about a little bit of food. I'm not a feeding specialist or something. I'm not a specialist in anything, just in the energy work.
Yeah.
But still I can give little ideas or pop a question, and yeah, hope that the connection is getting better, that the human listens more to the things the horse says,
Mm.
because they are very outspoken when you start listening to them, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about, we were talking a little yesterday about that you were thinking of doing courses in this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm.
I'm planning to do an online course really for people all over the world. Mm.
Mm.
Just to let them know what they can do themselves, to help their horses and to build the relationship. Once the horse understands that you know how the flow of energy is going, they are completely different, I think.
Yeah.
And when people, like the owners, start brushing the horses according to the flow of energy, oh, it's a difference.
Mm.
And you cool down yourself as well as a human, because how often do we come into the yard and we're still so full of
Mm.
negativity or full of our working stress or whatever. Yeah, cool down a little before you touch your horse. Yeah,
Mm.
and then you touch your horse and you flow, you bring the energy into flow, and the flow is within you as well. So yeah, I have many people who
Yes.
say, oh, it's so different now. I take the time to brush them like you showed me. Ah, it's so nice. And there are a lot of
Yes.
things you can do yourself.
And also, I can imagine that your focus is on the horse instead of,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, they come from the work and the traffic and everything goes round in the head. But if you know how to brush and where to do to make it good for your horse, your focus is on the horse.
Mm.
So you will calm down yourself.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's a help. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you ride and you see, oh, I only need 10 minutes to warm him up,
Mm.
and before I needed 20 minutes. So yeah, that's just nice. Yeah, and if you have a horse that's summer itching or something really severe things, and you're just so tired of all this smearing of things and wrapping them up like a sausage roll in these summer itch rocks. Yeah, you can do things yourself, so that gradually this might be better after a while. Yeah, I hope this online class will be available from October or something.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are you alone in this field, or are there many people who are doing this?
There are people who are doing this, but I don't know that we are many. Yeah, due to different reasons. It's like back 20 years ago, I got my horse, my trotter from the racetrack. And I was one of the first ones who used or asked an osteopath to look after osteopathy to look after my horse. It was hardly known by the people I knew back then.
Mm.
And now, okay, osteopathy has arrived in the yards, I would say.
Yeah.
And with the Penzel therapy, it has been around for horses since nearly 30 years, but we're still not there. That's a pity, really. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just we have to explain so much, and people, I don't know, can't imagine. And one thing maybe, that's something I noticed on myself when I got pencil treatments on my own person. You forget that you were in pain. You forget that you couldn't sleep,
Yes.
that you always were in your head. You forget it. You go back into your life and you forgot what helped you. I think this may be a reason as well that we pencil therapists are forgotten, because we help and then
Then
life
it's
goes on.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, not to worry
Yeah, you're
anymore.
right. You're
Yeah.
right. Until the next pain is coming, then it's, oh shit.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
hopefully they remember me. Oh, that was
Yeah.
Elin. Oh, I call her.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. You'll find a couple of us, but not so many, I think. It's a pity.
So that would be good with an online course, so you can
Yeah.
spread it out to a lot of
Yes.
people.
Yes.
Because wouldn't it be much, much easier if you could
Mm.
do something yourself at home with your horse
Mm-hmm.
and maybe at yourself as well?
Yeah, that's true. And then
Mm.
if you have a bigger issue, then you go hopefully to a pencil therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, in Switzerland, for humans in Switzerland, this pencil therapy is complementary. So doctors tell you go to the pencil therapist, take
Okay.
a therapy. So there, even the doctors have acknowledged the usefulness. And we don't use any needles. I never said that, but we don't use any needles
No.
like acupuncture. Yeah. Yeah. So, but
What is the
Germany,
difference then? You always heard that acupuncture is good and that is also for the flow and so on. Is it
that's
more effective or what is the difference?
that's an interesting question, really. Um, I wouldn't dare say it's more effective. Um, it's the same idea, really. Like acupuncture and pencil therapy does the same thing,
Mm.
like enhance the flow of energy. What's the difference? The difference is that in acupuncture, of course, they put needles onto the acupoints.
Yes.
Yes, you know that. Or you can do acupressure, then you just put pressure and your
Mm.
mind craft on your on the acupoints. And the pencil therapy works upon the whole meridian. You must know that the acupoints that are being needled in acupuncture, they all live or lie upon the meridians.
Mm.
And we enhance the flow in the meridians. So there's a famous book. It's called the große Kaiser, the big, what, I don't know. Der große Kaiser is in
Mm.
German.
Yeah.
And it's a well-known book of Chinese traditional medicine. And they say it's not the acupoint that judges about life or death, but it's the meridian. The meridian is higher, maybe, or more important than a single
Okay.
acupoint.
Yeah.
So that's written there. So it's not my idea,
No.
but yeah, both are a systematic approach to healthiness. Yeah. And maybe pencil therapy is a little bit easier to study than acupuncture. I know you can do classes in acupuncture and then you get a tiny little bit of knowledge, but a real master of acupuncture has studied all her life or all his life. And there's so many things to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And what
Yeah,
we do, yeah, what we do have in common maybe is that we both have the idea of emptiness and fullness, like what I said right in the beginning. And if the danger is there, if you go to a little class of acupuncture and you learn, with a headache, you have 3 or 4 options to use your needles, that you use the options, but you don't find out, is the pain because you have a fullness in your head, or is it because you have an emptiness in your head?
okay.
And both states demand different treatments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, I would never work on a full place.
No.
I would find the empty region then in the body and
Mm-hmm.
treat that. Yeah, so
Have you noticed, are there any difference of the horses? Have you had different kind of horses, maybe draft horses or ponies or something? Is it different?
it is different and it's the same. The difference maybe is in the fur, in the thickness of the fur. Like if you have a draft horse or a pony, like working with my stick is really difficult sometimes to get through the skin
Yeah.
and through the fur and onto the skin, because I need to be in touch with the skin.
Mm.
And with a racehorse or with a thoroughbred or something, if I use my stick, they go nuts.
Yeah.
It's too much for them. Yeah, they jump into the corner and say, "Well, go
Yeah.
away." So then I just need my finger, or sometimes I'm just there and think the run of the meridian, and that's sometimes enough to just have it on my mind to follow it. And I haven't talked about my magic lamps. I'm also working with lights.
Mm.
This is a red light, and I don't know if you can see it.
Yes.
It's a horses that can't be touched for any reason. I can use my lamps. I don't have to be on the skin. I just follow with my lamp. I follow the pathway of the meridian. This is just magic.
Yeah.
And they are not creepy. People seem to think, what is this? Is
Yeah.
this
It's just a lamp.
witch stuff? No, it's not. It's physics, really. You learn it at school. Like if you take the sunlight, it's white light, and it contains all the colors of the rainbow.
Yes.
And within a lamp, this is the green lamp. Can you see it? Does it show? No, the red one was better. Maybe here you can see it.
There you can see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a white LED lamp in here and a filter.
Okay.
And this filter here, leading only the frequency of the green light can get out of the lamp, can get through the filter. Oh, well, it's strong. It filters. Oh, well, anyway, this is just green. Yeah, and so I have for every meridian an own color. I've got a set of 12 colors, and that's just wonderful to reach horses. And you can do all kinds of stuff. You can enhance or calm down scars. Scars are a very important issue in the flow of energy. So I can help with red, for instance. I can enhance a cold scar, and with green I can help a hot scar to cool down a little bit. Yeah, so there are many possibilities.
Okay. Yeah. Because you're thinking, or I am thinking, oh, well, the horses outside, they get the sunlight, they get all the colors. What is the difference? But I can imagine it must be the intensity of just this color.
Yes, exactly. And it's the accuracy. Like the sunlight is everywhere, and you see horses, they bathe in the sunlight, and then they turn around and it's the other side who's bathing in the sunlight. It's always very, very nice. But underneath the belly, there is no sunlight for the horses unless they lie down. And yeah, like dogs sometimes do, don't they? Or like humans. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, in the sunshine. Yes, that's right. And then, of course, the sun doesn't go punctually on a joint or anything, or the inside of a joint that can't be reached by the sun. Yeah. So yes, I can. Maybe with my lamps, it's a little bit more accurate, more purposeful, maybe.
Yes, yes.
On whatever is the issue. Yeah.
Mm.
And I haven't mentioned treatment of the spine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big issue for riding horses or
Yes.
draft horses.
Mm.
With these lights, for instance, it's very easy, or it's relatively easy to loosen up a blockage of vertebra that are kind of blocked. Yeah. So with the spine, I also just work with the flow of energy. I don't manipulate. I don't make knick-knack. No. It's soft, and it's just helping with the flow of energy. And when the energy is right alongside the spine, these vertebrae get into the right direction on their own. I don't have to do anything. Mm. That's quite magic as well.
Yes, really.
Yeah.
Have you had a horse that you couldn't do anything with?
Yes, I did. Let me think. There was one little riding pony in a riding school. He had different issues, and he really kicked me one day badly.
Okay.
And that was because I didn't listen to him closely enough. He was really in pain, and I was not soft enough with him. At one point, he had something with his stomach, I remember. So I had to stop the one idea I had, but I could help him with other issues then.
Okay.
And I'm thankful that he said, "Hey, stop." It was a really hard kick on my thigh. Yeah, that was the one. So I couldn't get near the part he was so in pain with, but I could help with other parts.
Okay.
And I couldn't help myself, because at the first minute I was so, wow, what did he do? And then I remembered, hey, you know Acupoint Massage, you're a Penzel therapist, you can help yourself.
Yes.
So I treated myself first, and then I treated him. I think I waited for a day. I think it was the next day I went back to him and said, hey, come, let's have another try. I'll be very, very soft, and I know where the pain is, and I do different things. And then it was all right again. And then once there was a mare, she wouldn't want to be touched. She bit me really, really hard. It was really painful as well. It was the second treatment. And the first treatment, I remembered, I didn't touch her. I just worked on the outside of her aura, of her field, where the electricity is.
Yeah.
And she loved that, and she could relax into it. Next day, or next session, was a couple of weeks later. I was in a hurry somehow, and it was bad weather and very cold, and I wasn't connected enough with myself.
You didn't tune in.
I didn't tune in enough for this horse. Yeah, and
No.
she made very clearly that she didn't want it. Yeah, so they have an opinion. Yeah.
But you treated her afterwards, or?
I don't really remember what I did. Yeah, maybe I worked with the lights then. I think so. I didn't stop straight away. Yeah. It's not very often that they don't like to be touched, and that they can't relax into the treatment.
No, and as you say, you come there with another energy, and it isn't that easy to be in the same mood every time you are going to treat a horse. You also be in the traffic and work and all these things. So sometimes you're not really yourself when you go to the horse.
Yeah, I try to be, of course, because it's not nice to be kicked or beaten or bitten.
No, I can imagine.
And I always like to do the best what's possible for the horse in this moment.
Yeah.
It's not always the same, but sometimes when I notice, oh, I'm not right, then I say, give me another quarter of a minute, a quarter of an hour. I need to walk around a little bit. Or I drink a lot of water and then I tune down and then it's all right.
Okay.
Most of the time, I'd say. It was a process. I had to learn that.
Yeah.
But I'm okay now, I'd say.
Yeah, that's great. And if people want to get in touch with you, I don't know if maybe somebody would like to go on your course later on, because I think it sounds really interesting. But maybe some in Germany is seeing this. How can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, they can get in touch with me. I've got a homepage and all my contact details are there. You can write an email or write in a WhatsApp or call me. And yes, I'm working in different parts of Germany. Like, for instance, I live near Cologne. So around here, it's not a problem. I come from the north of Germany, the very north. So I'm working around the Hamburg area and on the islands of Föhr and Amrum. If people want to get in touch there. I used to drive or fly over to England quite a lot, but since Corona, this has reduced a lot. And I'm starting to work in Switzerland now. Hopefully, if there's enough people asking for my services.
Yeah.
And they can also get in touch if they want to just hear what they can do themselves. They can also get in touch with me, call me and tell me what's wrong or what the issue is. And if it doesn't sound too creepy, this energy work also works on the distance.
Yeah.
So like in the beginning, we said everything is energy, and our thoughts are the biggest, I think, are one of the biggest energies on earth. And you sent me a picture of your horse and I connect to it, and maybe I can help him then or her with my work.
Sounds great. Great. Yeah. Thank you so much for all this information. It was fantastic and the whole new thing for me. So I think a lot of people out there also think that is new for them. So if you are interested, then contact Elin and we will spread it around.
Oh yes, that would be wonderful. Yeah. And don't worry if the online course is not on the homepage yet. I'm still working at it, but there will be a newsletter then at some stage. Just contact me and I'm happy to hear from anyone.
Yeah, sounds great. So thank you very much for coming here today. It has been a big pleasure. And thank you, all of you who have been listening today. And please subscribe on this channel, because we are going to find people like Elin out there in the world who are doing good things for the horses. So thank you so much for today. And I hope to see you again.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye-bye.